Hello, welcome. This is Blockchain Bloom, the blockchain educator. I'm Atul Pink, and in today's video, I'm going to talk about that Startegy, MicroStrategy, is at risk of exclusion from major equity indices, and this could be not just for Startegy, but also for other companies which are holding crypto treasuries. And also in this video, I'm going to talk about this present situation, what be happening on the market, which way are we going. So let's summarize that as well. So a lot of interesting things in today's video, because the news I just mentioned to you that what could happen to Startegy has also an impact on Bitcoin. So guys, all this in today's video, and don't forget, every single day I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, just subscribe to this YouTube channel and also hit the like button if you like this kind of content. And now let's do it. Well, so first, how the market looks like. It is Bitcoin. It is at 86,593 US dollar, 7.7% down the last 7 days, but actually 0.5% down the last 24 hours. Ethereum a tiny little bit up in the last 24 hours, 0.3%. 2,846 US dollar. When we're looking at the gainers, Canton is up 7%, SPX 5%, and the pump up 5%. Among the losers, we have Starknet down 9% in the last 24 hours, MYX 5%, and Aerodrome Finance 5% down. So this is when we're looking at the top 100. When we're looking at the Bitcoin candlestick chart, we can see the Bitcoin price is, as I just said before, 86,000 right now, 850 something US dollar. And as you can see, again, another big red candle down. This was last week, so this is the weekly chart, which makes it even stronger that we are staying under the 50 moving average on the weekly chart, which is usually a bearish sign. And now let's a little bit talk about the market situation. So when we're looking at the fear and greed index, the CMC fear and greed index is at 12. Look at this. When we look back here, all the way back to mid 2023, we can see that now this is actually the lowest in this time range. So we have, again, extreme fear. Here's another index. This one is at 19, but also in the extreme fear category. And as we saw the chart before, this that we actually under the 50 moving average on the weekly chart, it's definitely a bearish sign, because if you look at this, since March 2023, we stayed above it. I mean, at least closed above it every single week. And now we closed the week before, and now last week again. And as we see this week, on Monday, we do not see any heavy moves to the upside. So the downward trend, I would say, still continues. Altcoins also down, but Bitcoin is also down. As you can see right now, Bitcoin is down 31% from the top, which it has reached, actually not that long ago. But yeah. Now, this is the downward trend, fear and greed. One thing is changing, and this is the chances for a rate cut at the 10th of December at the FOMC meeting. If you remember last week, it was other way around. And in a day, it just changed. And now the chances are pretty high. But as you can see, the crypto market doesn't really care too much about it, because there is a lot of fear, a lot of FUD, a lot of uncertainty, and also the market is right now tired. And when you're looking at the big guys, the way as the money printers, here at Hyperliquid, for example, and the smart money, they are definitely bearish, slightly bearish, and even now the Arbitrage Pro it's more bearish than bullish. Who is bullish, very bullish, is the Rack Masters. So it's always important to follow smart money, and in this time nowadays, the on-chain analytics, they don't work that well. when we're looking at the Nupal chart and all these other things, because none of them showed the peak of the market. But when we're looking at, you know, the decentralized part and who are actually betting really their money, and there you can see the big guys are absolutely bearish. This is a sign that it hasn't changed. When it will be, you know, these guys going to be more bullish, then I would say there would be more hope for restart of the bull phase. But right now, I just don't feel that energy. And also, other things are in the air. And this one is, for example, that the strategy is at risk of exclusion from major equity indices, and this has also an impact on Bitcoin, because guess what, because of this uncertainty, many people selling their strategy stocks, and which is highly related to Bitcoin. So here we go. Now this is circulating in the air that you know, strategy could see billions in outflows if MSCI excludes MicroStrategy. So basically, a new JP Morgan research note warns that strategy is at risk of exclusion from major equity indices as MSCI approaches a key January 15 decision on whether companies with large asset treasuries, digital asset treasuries, that's important, belong in traditional stock benchmarks. And MSCI is weighing a rule that would remove companies whose digital asset holdings exceed 50% of total asset, category in which strategy sits at the extreme, of course. So this would be definitely bad for strategy, but also for the future, that companies shouldn't, you know, collect that many digital assets, because they can face trouble. And MicroStrategy has lost roughly 40% in value over the last 6 months, and 11% coming in the last 5 trading days. Look at this. So this is MicroStrategy since the beginning of this year, and it was doing pretty well until summer. And since summer, you know, it's down heavily decreased. And also now, Michael Saylor responded, and were saying that strategy is not the found, not the trust, excuse me, and not a holding company. Funds and trust passively hold asset. Holding companies sit on investment. We create, structure, issue, and operate. Saylor said, adding that strategy is a Bitcoin-backed structured finance company. So it's a very interesting thing. And now there's a boycott on Twitter for JP Morgan, saying that close your account, move your money, tell your friends. So all these Bitcoin friendly guys and strategy friendly guys are saying, for example, Grant Cardone, so a couple of billionaires acting, saying that I canceled my GPM account and moved my entire account to Wells. So we can see that people also acting. And there are also rumors that you know, JP Morgan is shorting now strategy, and they want the short squeeze now to go against them. So this is also right now happening, and because MicroStrategy holds such a big amount of Bitcoin, therefore they're having a huge impact on the Bitcoin price. And now when people think that they could be in trouble for some reason, be moved from these indices, then you know, it can have an impact on the strategy. And what if, this is what they're saying, what if they have to start to sell their Bitcoin to kind of survive? What kind of selling pressure and what kind of message would that be? So this is also why we're having this right now, this situation. And actually we have to wait until the 15th of January, because this is when the decision will be made. Until that, question mark. But yeah, fingers crossed and everything works out well. So yeah, pretty much this is what I wanted to say, because so we're still not recovering. we're still feeling bearish. Yes, the FOMC meeting rate cut is now more possible than not. This changed since last week, but it looks like the crypto market doesn't really care about. So we need something which this is changing, and therefore right now we're more bearish than bullish in my opinion. But it's very important to keep an eye on the market every single day, because there could be changes. We shouldn't predict anything for the future, because, you know, this is the same, like Q4 supposed to be a good one. It was until now every single time the year after the halving. And now we are almost end of November, and we had a terrible October and a bad November so far. So yeah, it doesn't mean anything, but when prices go down, it creates opportunities, and sooner or later the prices will go up if you're holding the right asset. So yeah, now we have to just survive. Guys, that's it for today. Don't forget, every single day I'm bringing you the freshest cryptocurrency and blockchain news here on Blockchain Bloom to keep you up to date. So if that's important, just subscribe to this YouTube channel, hit the like button if you like this kind of content, and see you in the next one. Have a good one. Bye-bye.